Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 47. It's a very rainy, the weather's very crazy lately.
Denver weather in the spring is nuts.
I hate May in Denver. It's like today started off so beautiful, and then now it's like pouring down rain right now.
Every day. So Lawson's kind of finishing up with games now. He finished lacrosse. He's still got his playoff for his flag football. But the last couple times I've been out there, whether it's a game or a practice, the last like half a dozen times it's been raining. Every
Well, his last game, okay, when we left the house, I was hot and I was in a tennis dress. Then it started pouring down rain, then lightning, then cleared up and it was like sunny, and then I got sunburn. It's so random.
Yeah, it was random. Luckily, our neighbor was there and he brought me a jacket because you were yelling at me and I had to run out of the house and I had a T-shirt and shorts on.
Because we had a graduation party to go to and you knew we had to go to it before the game and you just dragged your feet.
What? I worked out and then I made something to eat.
Yeah, and you knew what time we had to be at the graduation party, and I told you we had to go there before.
I forgot about the graduation party,
Yeah.
maybe.
And so if it was me, you would be like, what? Are you serious? And that's why I was like, we have to go. And I told him I was leaving him if I was like, me and the kids are going. And so, yeah. And then he was like, I'll catch up. But what was I going to say? Switching gears. I got thrown off with the graduation thing.
This shirt would look nice with those pants. I just put that
These
together.
pants are jumbo.
What's going on with that?
I like them. They're comfy.
Is that like in style? Like
I don't think I'm very in style. I don't think I'm a very on-trend person.
Oh, I thought it was just like those
No, you see
old naval pants.
because I was like, oh, it's raining. These are like my comfy pants. These are probably what I'll wear on the plane because they're just good big travel pants.
Yeah, we have a vacation coming up, so it's Tuesday. We got to do this, or we've had such a busy like spring, and my parents are coming in town to help us out. We have a wedding in Palm Springs on Friday. Gonna stay till Sunday, and then we're gonna drive up from Palm Springs to LA and hang with some of our buddies and friends in LA till Wednesday. And my parents are luckily coming in to help out, so I think it's a good vacation because it's we've been so busy like nonstop.
Yes, I'm glad to be away from the kids for a little bit. And then I told Jeff, I was like, you can do all the wedding activities because it's his friends that are getting married. I was like, I'm going to the pool and you can go do your stuff with them and you can find me at the pool. So I've been trying to actually, it's not bad that I've gotten burnt. I'm trying to get a little bit of sun because I don't want to burn when I'm in Palm Springs because I know it's going to be super hot.
It's going to be hot. And
You're going to burn.
Yeah, I'm going to get a spray tan.
Somebody told me the other day.
Is that a loser move? I'm doing it. I don't care.
No, you work all the time. So
I know I got to. I'm like,
yeah, you got your
winter
pasty.
white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pasty.
I haven't been in the sun really. I mean, minus the games, but then now I cover up because I got that laser treatment. So I try to, protect my face.
Well, I don't like my face when I don't have makeup on, my face doesn't match the rest of my body because I always have a hat on and sunscreen. And even if if you're outside all day like I am, and you spray on sunscreen, you're going to get color. So I don't match my body.
Like
my
legs?
feet are white. I have this awkward tan line. Then my legs did get burnt the other day, so they look tanner. Now I got a tan line that it's half from where my shorts were. So it's like red down, and then this up here is white. I was like, oh, great. Now I got to get like a cover up over here.
Are you going to get a spray tan?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it waist down because I'm already like tan. I don't want to look super tan because I got blonde hair. And when I am really tan, my hair looks even blonder. And then I'm going to look like 80s, kind of like
Something
trash.
about Mary, lady?
Yeah, kind of like 80s trash. That's how I say it.
All right. Well, whatever. Yeah, I'm getting one.
I'm definitely doing waist down because it hides like your cellulite, hides like those areas.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting one because, yeah, we're gonna be
and
in
then,
the pool. And already, even when I put shorts on, it's so weird. Like when spring comes, you put shorts on, you're like, what the hell?
Don't ever try anything on pale.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Like when you're tan, if you have a spray tan on and then you try stuff on, I feel like things look so much better.
Yeah,
So there is a lady here that lives down the street from us, and she has a boutique in her basement, which is awesome. And I'm sorry if you hear my kids screaming. She has a boutique.
We know the scream. It's nothing.
It's nothing. Like today, I was mowing my lawn, and Leighton was screaming and like couldn't, he doesn't catch his breath. That's like when he's really hurt.
Yeah.
And he wasn't talking. And I was like, oh, shoot, like he's really hurt. And I was mowing the lawn and I wasn't paying attention, but he was out. So first thing I think
You mowed the lawn today?
You couldn't tell?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I mowed the front and back lawn.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? It was like that cry where I was like, oh, shoot, something's wrong. And I thought he got bit by a snake. And he was so terrified. He did not get bit by a snake. But he went to go turn on the hose, and the snake was right beside his foot. And it was like the head was right beside his shoe, when you're walking to the side. And that's what he was like, where he couldn't talk, but was crying. And a bull snake would have bit him if he would have stood there, because they remind you of rattle. Because they lift their heads up, and they do lift their tail up, and they hiss at you. But how the difference is a rattle has a diamond, like a triangle.
They look, just like looking at it, you might think it's a rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah, but they're
the bull snakes. Yeah.
This one side of our house where the bushes are. And a lot of times, too, if it's like a smaller... Now, this one was smaller. It was long, but skinny. The one my neighbor saw yesterday was a thick. Now if Leighton would have saw that, he probably would have passed out.
Well, they're good, like around the house. I don't mind.
They eat the mice. I feel bad. They get the bunnies.
Yeah, they'll get a big one.
There was a baby bunny yesterday on my walk, and I was like, oh, I want to save you. I had rabbits when I was a kid, and we would have it in our backyard, and my mom took the best care of our rabbits.
Like outdoor pets? Mm-hmm.
Like rabbits. We had like a whole setup outside. My sister got it for like her 6th birthday. And
like an enclosure?
Yeah, just like outside. And then something happened. I think a snake got it. Jennifer, my mom, would just walk outside, and Jennifer was the first rabbit, would come to my mom, and my mom would bring her carrots to eat, and she would sit with my mom. And they would sit outside together. And then one day my mom walked out and kept calling her name, and Jennifer was gone. So something happened.
Wow. That wouldn't last out here.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would give pet rabbits, but I can't leave them out here. And then, they would be gone in 2 seconds. And then our second rabbit was Snowball. It was white with red eyes. And it was like cute. No, but it was cute. And then... we had it for a while. Something happened to the Snowball, too. So
they both got eaten.
I'm sure a snake crawled up in there or something and got him.
Well, what do you mean? How did it get out?
Well, they were like, what are they called? We actually used it on Big
like
Brother.
Chicken
wire. Yes, like the holes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
But if the snake ate the rabbit, he wouldn't be able to get back out because he'd have it in his stomach.
Eventually. I don't know.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, something happened to him. They disappeared.
R.I.P. Snowball.
Yeah, so Snowball died. And then after Snowball, my mom's like, we can't do anymore because they keep disappearing. So.
Good story. Do you miss them?
No, they were cool. Not when you're a kid, yeah. They were like nice.
We're not into like pets.
No, I don't want a pet.
Now.
I don't want to take a pet out. My friend Lisa has a dog just like Maggie was my dog in North Carolina. Maggie died in like September, I think. and I left Maggie back in North Carolina. But my friend Lisa's dog looks just like Maggie, just a different color. And so I'm always like, oh, I'll watch Reddick for you and bring Reddick over here. I brought him one time. And Leighton, the poor dog, I think was like breathing so hard and Leighton wouldn't leave him alone. And I was like, this dog's going to have a heart attack. Like he's not used to, Leighton's like, come here, Reddick, come here, like grabbing him and holding him. But
don't the girls do that?
it was no, I mean, Leighton was just like overbearing.
Oh, yeah.
But the test to it was I'm like, okay, you guys, we got to take Reddick out. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Of a friend's dog? Well, forget it. We're not getting a dog.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the dog out. Plus, this is my other thing. When it's snowing and the dog gets all wet and its paws from the snow and then it comes in your house and then it stinks like a wet dog.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. And then going to get it on your couch. And 2, you get attached and they're going to die. And then it's like a family member has died. And
yeah, that's the worst.
Sad.
That's
and I just don't want to do it. Plus, you got to find somebody to watch your dog.
Yeah, when you go out of town, I hate that.
I would rather just watch my friend's dog. I love dogs. I hate cats. I love dogs, but I just don't want him right now.
We're thinking about getting a fish tank.
I don't even want a fish tank. I don't even want to. That stinks. And then to clean it, it's just too much. It's not for me.
All right, no pets for us.
You know why I think I don't like cats? Did I ever tell y'all this story?
I
I'm
like
glad I
cats.
shared this. You like cats because you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, no. And they get on your counter. No way. No.
Here's a bowl of water.
I think I don't like cats because when I was younger, I got a ringworm
from
a cat, and I freaked out. And that my parents told me that it was a real worm inside me, and I thought I was dying, and I freaked out, and I've like never liked cats since. But you know what I did when I was 5? I feel like I shared this story, but I'm sorry.
I think it was Snowball, not the cat.
No, it was a cat. And okay, wait, I have to share this. I did this when I was 5, and I feel like I shared it on the podcast, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. So the neighbor had cats, like baby cats.
Kittens?
And I wanted, kittens. And I wanted a kitten, and my mom said, no, we're not having cats because my mom hates cats. So I waited till the neighbors left, and they left their side door unlocked. And I took my book bag and I stuffed I was 5, okay? And I was like, no, I want these cats. So I stuffed them in my book bag, like all of them. There were probably 8. And I got my best friend to do it. And then I went my backyard, and where my playground was, there was like, there was like this wood part where it was like underneath. And I put all the cats under there, and they were like, meow, like popping their heads out. I'm like, stay down. And my mom was like, what's going on? What are you doing? I was like, nothing. And then she heard, because I didn't have all the cats out of the book bag, she hears meow, meow, like hitting the book bag. And the cat's like trying to pop out. She goes, you stole the neighbor's kittens? Are you serious right now? I got in so much trouble. And of course, I had to go over there and apologize to the neighbor for stealing their cats.
Were they worried where the kittens were?
I don't think they were gone long enough. Yeah, it was gone because my mom was like, what is she doing out there? What is she doing with that bag? And like I said, they kept popping out, and I didn't want my mom to see, and I kept shoving them back under there. And there was a girl I was best friends with. I had her help me. I was always like getting her in like trouble. And my mom, and I had to go over and apologize to the neighbor and deliver the cats back and tell them I was sorry for going in the garage and stealing it. Yeah.
That's super funny.
That sounds like Leighton.
Exactly like Leighton.
Yeah, that's totally
That's totally 100% Leighton.
Like I would come up with these weird ideas when I was a kid, and I just had this big imagination about stuff, and I thought it would really happen. Another time, I was like, I'm gonna make a treehouse, and I went in the kitchen, grabbed a butcher knife, and I was like, I'm gonna chop down a tree, and I'm gonna build me a treehouse. But I really thought like I could do that.
How far did you get along with that?
Oh, I got in so much trouble. cut my mom because I was swinging, like cutting the tree with the butcher knife, trying to cut the tree down. Mom was like, oh my gosh, Jordan. I mean, I was always getting into something, but that is Leighton.
That's Leighton for sure. Real quick before we take a break, I heard this story and I don't know word for word, but look it up somewhere. Do you know who John C. Reilly is? From Step Brothers.
Oh,
not
I
Will
do
Ferrell, the other guy. That's John C. Reilly. Super funny. He was telling a story. I think it was on Conan O'Brien or something. And I think he grew up in Chicago because he mentioned the Lincoln Park Zoo. And that's like the zoo downtown, if you grew up in Chicago. And I guess him and his brothers stole this pig from the zoo.
How do you do that?
It was like a piglet. And they just jumped in the enclosure and they grabbed this little piglet. And they're like, oh, we want like a pet. Like kind of like that. They were innocent. They weren't trying to be, they were just kids. Again, I'm paraphrasing. I saw this a long time ago, but it reminded me of that. And he grabbed one or two pigs and they ran home and they were like feeding it. And they were trying to hide it from their parents. And their parents like, what is going on? What's that noise up there? And they found the pigs and they're like, where did you get these? And they're like, from the zoo. And they're like, you got to take those back. So they had to go back to the zoo. And I don't know how long it was, but they said the mom pig was going crazy when they went back and they knew like they had the piglets and they had to like throw them back in the enclosure and they ran. I don't think they got caught. No, but they took them all the way home, these pigs.
That is so
Yeah, I hope I'm telling the story right, but you could look it up. But I saw that a long time ago and I was like, that's hilarious.
But that's like the best part of being a kid because you're so innocent and you don't mean it anything. And you're just like in your mind, you're like, I want it. Go get it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You hear the lightning?
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to take a break. Hey guys, welcome back.
All right. So I wanted to jump into, since we're going to a wedding this weekend, Vitantan, my best friend growing up, his little brother, or one of my best friends, because other people watch this and they're going to get jealous, Tony Marty. But yeah, one of our best friends growing up, his little brother who we were around. I mean, he was born when we were like, I forgot. I think he's like, 10 or 12 years younger than me? How old is Vitanton?
Yeah, he's younger. Well, you're 9 years. What are you? 8 years older than me. So I think Vitanton's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, so like 10 years. Yeah. I remember this story. Well, we'll get into the story, but if you grew up like, like I always mention, we grew up in like an Italian neighborhood and everything's ceramic, And I remember one time at Mimo's house, I'll get into the wedding, but this is just another story that popped in my head. We were making like root beer floats or something. And I remember like Mimo's next door neighbor, Carmel, was watching him because his parents like go to Italy for the summer. And I think it was one of those summers. And we were making root beer floats and Tony, one of our friends, dropped the root beer float and broke it all over the floor. And then the neighbor, Carmel, comes in and Tony just grabbed, and Tony's 2 years younger than me. So he's like, we're like 8 and 10. Vitanton's a little baby that's just like could only hold on to the crib. And Tony grabbed the crib to cover up like the broken root beer float on the ceramic tile. And Vitanton went flying like up in the air, like, cause he's a little kid, He was just a little baby. But I always remember that story. Like that's how long back, like we've been friends, and even before that.
Well, if you've been a long time follower, Vitanton, I was pregnant with Lawson and he came to LA to get engaged. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was very pregnant with Lawson and Jeff the whole time. I don't know why. I was wearing flip-flops, of course. And we were walking up this hill hiking.
He flew to California with his girlfriend to propose. And we were doing it. We were doing our YouTube show back then, weren't we? And then Louie, who helps us out with that, he's like, could Louie help me out so I could film this engagement and surprise her?
And then, but that's how long ago that was, the engagement. I was pregnant with Lawson, and Lawson's 7 now.
Wow. So we're all getting older. Vitanton, by the way, this is funny because everybody knows, like wherever I live, like in California, obviously people know him in Chicago. Everyone's like, where's Vitanton? And they never even met him. And his name's Vitanton because his name's Vito Anthony. This is all, Vito doesn't get mad. We're getting a little inside baseball. But his name's Vito Anthony, but his mom, has like broken English. And she's like, Vitanton, like Antonio. So, so his name's just merged into, instead of Vito Anthony, it's Vitanton. And everywhere I go, like people, like my college buddies, everyone, they're like, hey, what's up, Vita Don? And they're like barely even met him.
Even my brother.
Yeah, everywhere you go, everyone's like, Vita Don. And then they're like, where you going? I'm like, oh, Vita Don's getting married. They're like, oh my God, tell him I said hi. Did I ever meet Vita Don? But everyone knows like Vita Don stories.
Yeah. No, when you tell Mimo and Vito Don's mom, like you impersonate her, it's so funny.
I have so many stories. I wish they were coming here, because if they do come here, I'm going to have definitely on the podcast, because there's so many stories. Because I used to put in ceramic tiles, speaking of, with his dad as like a side job. And I did that for a long time, like even before high school, in high school. And we have so many stories. So
can you just tell, please, the one? It's so funny. The possum. Isn't it the possum?
yeah.
It so reminds me of, if you know Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian. If you hear him tell a story about how his dad, how Italians, they're like, no, we're just gonna put like antifreeze and kill whatever animals. And I don't know much about Italians, but I like learned from Jeff, like from stories. But that story is kind of like the Sebastian story, like when he jokes. It's so funny.
I know. I got to get into it. It was so long ago. I'll tell the story. I guess why not? I got to remember. I got to remember this story. Oh my God. So this is how I remember it. But another friend of ours, Mahoney, he's going to, so he put in tiles with us. Like, so it's going to be a fun reunion this weekend. And, you know, like I said, we're filming this Tuesday, so we'll be back by the time this airs. So don't break into our house, because we'll be home. But here's the story. So I was going over there, I think maybe to go to work one day. I don't know. I lived across the street too. So we were always back and forth. Oh my God, there's so many stories popping up in my head right now too. Vito used to come over to my house and like put the garbage cans together and like jump up and like knock on the window, like to play, you know, and he's like 10 years younger than me. He's like, Jeff, like yelling in the window at the summertime. And he was like 5 years old. Anyways, let me go back to this story. So the possum story. I don't want to do it disservice.
No, it's so
I was going over there and everyone's kind of going crazy. The mom's like yelling. She's in the house, but you could hear her yelling like through the window, like, call the police, you know? And I was like, dude, what's going on over here? And I was young. I was like young in high school, maybe young, like freshman or something in high school. And they would call me over all the time. Like they had birds flying in our house and they're like, call Jeff, he'll grab it and get it out of here. Like they made me do all this crazy stuff. So there's oh my God. I probably shouldn't use names because people are going to call PETA on this possum. Please don't call the cops on. This was a long time ago. But anyways, there was a possum, okay? And it ran in the garage, you know? So the possum was in there and everyone's freaking out about this possum. And there's so much stuff in there. He does construction, there's snow blowers. This is summertime, all stuff just laying around. So he's like, I'm going to get like a BB gun and shoot it, you know? And I was like, dude, don't, I'll get it, you know? And he's got like these long things that you put against the tiles. They're like 6 feet long to make them straight, you know? I'm just trying to remember the story. So I'm like, don't worry, we'll get it out. So I'm moving stuff around and this thing's hissing. It's like, and I was like, oh my God, maybe we should just shoot it. I don't know why I was trying to save it. But I was trying to save it. And then Mahoney comes over. He's got no sleeves on. He walks up and he's like, what's going on? And Mimo's running around. Vito's still a little kid. And the mom's still screaming about this possum. I'm like, don't worry, we'll get it. So Mahoney's like, dude, what's up? Just grab that thing. I'm like, grab it? I'm like, wait till you see it. I'm like, it's like looks like the devil. And he's like, where is it? And I'm like, under that snowblower. So I have like, I don't even know. I forgot what I had. Like a tennis racket. I had I had a rake. And the dad had this 6 foot long metal like thing, you know, like to put the tiles. So I had a rake to scoop it out, right? And so Mahoney goes, all right. So Mahoney walks in the garage and he's like, I'm going to pick up the snowblower, right? He's like, just scoop it out once I move the snowblower. And Mahoney was acting like tough, like he wasn't scared, but he didn't see it at this point. And I saw it, and possums are mean, you know,
yeah,
like their teeth when they're hissing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you haven't seen this thing yet. It's not like, you know, we're just scooting something out of here. And he's like, just just do it, pussy, you know? And I was like, all right, go. And I'm like, well, you want to scoot him out? And he's like, no, I'm going to lift the thing. So I was like, all right, go on 3. So he lifts this. He lifts up the snowblower, and he got so freaked out he like froze because the thing started hissing, and I was going to scoop it out. Then all of a sudden, like over my shoulder, this big metal thing is like hitting the possum, and it's hitting me, and I was trying to scoot the possum out, but also block like the shot so he wouldn't hit the possum. So he's trying to whack this thing in the head with this 6-foot long like metal thing, and I'm scooping it and blocking his shots. Mahoney's frozen with the snowblower because the thing's now in the middle of the garage. The mom's screaming, Vitantown's running around, everything's going crazy, and I'm still trying to scoop it out of the garage, and this thing's still getting hit, but I'm still trying to block the shots and get it out. So by the time I finally scoot it out of the garage, this thing's a little beat up at this point, and the dad grabs it by the end of the metal thing and flings it across the yard, and it just hits the wall. And I was like, oh dude, it's over now. Like there's no coming back for this possum. So I was like, all right, well now you got to just whack it, you know? I'm like, it's dead, but it's not dead. Like put it out of its misery, you know? And he's like, you put it out of its misery. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, you do it. So he's this 6-foot long pole, and he's going to whack it, but then when it gets time to like hit it in the head and put it out of its misery, he's like just dinking it. It's like, dink. And I'm like, what are you doing? Whack, give it one. Like, put it out. And he's like, dink. He keeps dinking it. So finally, we just give it a whack, and it's over now, okay? I'm sorry if that disclaimer warning. This was a long time ago, and immigrants not from this country. So we're like, what are we going to do with that? So he takes it, and there was an alley right next door, and he flicks it over the fence, to go in the alley, and then there's dumpsters back there. We can just put it back there. So when we flipped it over the fence, some guy walks in, like there's like a bakery or something was back there. And some guy walks out and he's like, hey, what's going on? What's all the commotion? And he sees the possum, like, oh, there was a possum in the yard. We flipped it over, it's dead. And he goes, you know what? Let me call somebody to get that, And he's like, maybe we shouldn't throw it away. Let's call like animal control. They'll take it away. I don't know if it's got diseases, And the dad goes, you gonna call who? And the mom's like, you gonna call the fucking cops on me? And like, he thought he was calling the cops. And the guy's like, no, I just want to make it safe. He's like, you don't call the cops on me. And the mom's like, oh, get inside. They call the police. And everyone's like, the police aren't coming. I'm like, the police aren't coming. I'm like, he just wants to take care of it. Like, get it out of here. And it was just like 20 minutes of just chaos. I didn't do this story justice, but it was insane. It was like the funniest story. We're all super young. And I don't know. I used to tell that story a lot, but there's more details to it. But I was trying to do the fast version of it.
The cops on me.
He goes, we're gonna call animal control. He goes, what the fuck? You gonna call the cops on me? And he got all pissed off about it. And the mom screaming through the screen window. It was like, I could still like picture it. And Vitantown's running, Vitantown, get in the house. It was so funny. And the garage was upside down. Like everything was everywhere. It was chaos, all for this.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Well, we'll have to do at the wedding. You'll have to do a video with Vito's mom, and then you can plug it in here.
No, I don't know if I want to put a face to this. These days, people get in trouble for that stuff. But yeah, that's just how one of my other neighbors, he used to eat the rabbits. Speaking of rabbits. Yeah, these were all like off the boat Italians. And there was a rabbit I don't want to use names, but he lived a couple doors down from me. And they're like, and he's like, dude, because we'd go out and I'm like, what's up? He goes, my dad's pissed off, dude. I'm like, what's he pissed about? And he's like, this rabbit is eating all of his vegetables in the garden, So like the weekend we go out the next weekend, I'm like, dude, well, how's that rabbit going? He goes, what are you talking about? My dad ate it. I'm like, he goes, yeah. I go, he ate the rabbit? And he goes, yeah, dude, he shot him because he was eating the plants. And he goes, now I'm going to eat you. And he ate the rabbit.
Where did you live?
I'm telling you, it's like normal for my next door neighbor used to bring in goats, like live goats or sheep or lamb. I think they were lambs now. They were lamb, whatever it is, live. And then when the garage opened back up,
it's like Jurassic Park.
Next to our window. So you would just hear bah. And then gone. And then I was little, and the garage door would open, and upside down, skinned like lamb. Like, yeah, so a lot of them were just immigrants, and that's like normal, you know, for their life. My mom was born in Italy, but we're only half Italian. So we had carpet, not ceramic tile, you know.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't have a butcher shop in our basement.
I mean, not in my neighborhood. I'm saying like where my mom's from, because where my mom's from is like super country. But I mean, you would see a deer in the front yard.
Yeah, that's like
them
normal.
Skinning it. I never heard of somebody taking, like where you live, it's like, it'd be like us here. It's more city. I mean, we're in the suburbs.
It wasn't
but it's
everybody,
like
but
city.
mostly, you know, it was a lot of Italians and a lot of Polish, like how I
It's
grew up, you
so
know.
different.
But people do things different in different countries, and, you know, that's just their way of life, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I hope nobody's offended. This was it's past the, what do you call that? You know, when,
Listen, the window, it's like way past. This was like when you were.
no, not what's it called? Like when you commit a crime, but then, but you can't be prosecuted after like 10 years. What's that called?
Oh,
Statute of limitations.
yeah.
Yeah. You were going to get that?
Listen, I watch a lot of.
For 48 hours?
Yeah. I watch a lot of 48
Yeah.
hours. That's like all we do.
All right. Well, let's take a little break. Again, I hope nobody's not offended. Everyone's okay. Never mind. I'm not going to.
Hopefully a couple Italians are watching this and they can,
Relate.
they can share some of their stories.
Yeah, but everyone's like, oh, no, don't hurt animals. But, you know, your purse and your shoes and the leather in your car is all made out of animal products. So don't be too offended. But anyways, let's take a break. And when I come back, I got an interesting thing. Sorry, this is all about Vita Antone, but more about like Italian weddings.
Okay.
And destination weddings
yeah,
in
that's
particular.
right.
All right,
Okay.
let's take a break.
Okay, welcome back.
All right.
What do you have? What do you have about Italians and destination weddings?
All right, like I said, so we're going to be gone. By the time this airs, we're going to be back from the wedding. But a bunch of my friends that are going to the wedding are like, what are you leaving? Because, you know, again, in the Italian culture, you leave cash. You know, that's the present. But taking it to like modern day, what if someone asked you to come to the destination wedding, would you want a gift from people, or them being there is a gift enough?
I don't know. I guess it depends on your age when you're getting married. Like, I'm sure if it was like when we around that time we got
Right.
married, yeah, I'd probably want money.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
to like, you know, you buy stuff for your house, you're getting started. But a destination wedding, yeah, I'd still send money.
well, I mean, I'm giving money. I'm giving cash. So, but
Better make sure you give the right amount,
you got to.
or you're going to be banned.
I'm gonna be banned. No. So that's the point I'm making. Is like in the Italian culture. Again, if you watch Sebastian Maniscalco, like his early stuff, he talks about this, and it's 100% true. 100% true. When you get a present in the Italian culture, like not a present, but when you get money, whether it's your baptism or whatever you're doing, confirmation, your wedding, the family writes down how much, like,
yeah, you've said.
yeah, we give. So like the Schroeders gave $100 back then, you know? So when you get married, 10 years later, no inflation included, you're getting $100. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? But we had a wedding, but we didn't have people there. We never got gifts. You know, we don't get these gifts, but we always have to give gifts. And I think if you
It's the
come
right
to
thing to do.
I know it is, but doesn't mean I'm not like questioning it. If I'm coming to a destination wedding, I'm already $2,000 in the hole. $1,500, $2,000 in the hole. And now I got to give you cash on top of that?
Well, that's the point of going to the destination. You want a vacation, plus you gotta pay. You gotta pay up.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm not happy about it.
Of course you're not, because you're a tight ass.
What do you mean a tight ass? It's like $2,000 to go to your wedding. And now I got to give you cash on top of it? go mow my yard and you pay me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to. You didn't have to decide. I mean, you could choose not to go and then just pay money and save money, but you want to go to the destination.
I'm going to write a little something smart in the.
Oh, yeah,
the
we
card.
know you will. Don't forget
No,
that.
it's not a question about whether I'm going to leave money because I knew him since he was born. You know what I mean? So, of course, I'm going to leave some money, and I know how important that is for a younger couple to, save up and do certain things if they want to start a family. We had so many like gift cards just from our family, not even our friends.
We didn't even spend. So we've talked about this, but Jeff's parents, I think, felt bad for us because we canceled our wedding. So our baby shower, I'm not even joking, was like a wedding.
Yeah.
Is that like a ball? What do y'all call it?
A
ball?
banquet hall.
A banquet hall. And I know my family was like, this is the nicest baby shower I've ever been to. But I was telling Jeff, so one of his cousin's son is, and they're full Italian, right? They're either getting married, I don't know, they're getting married or something, and we have to give a gift. And I told Jeff, I go, because I know how they all are, I go, do you remember what they got us? Because I know it was something really good. So we got to make sure that we return the favor and get them a really good gift.
And she's the one who actually wrote down everything at the baby shower.
What everybody got. And we still, to this day, they're probably expired. We didn't even use all the gift cards. We
No, we did. They were like babies are. There was we
still have like food gift cards for like Olive Garden, for other places that we put in like a little spot, and we never use them. Every time.
Where are they?
I don't know. They're somewhere. You have them. I don't have them.
Let's throw it on at Red Lobster before they close.
They're probably expired by now. But Jeff and I used to be, because like when we were in LA, it was like every gift card, I think for the whole year, baby formula and diapers were paid for. And
which was a huge help.
That's all I used our gift cards from our baby shower. That's all I used our gift cards for, was that.
Yeah.
Because formula is expensive. I think it was like $40.
It was, it was expensive, and diapers, and
I remember you and I both were celebrating when we were like, no more diapers, because it was then pull-ups, but pull-ups weren't as much as the diapers. But yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. But yeah, so getting back to that, shout out to Teresa, by the way. I don't know if she listens, but we're dropping a lot of names here, but nobody.
I didn't say her name, but you just said her name.
Well, she didn't smash a possum in the head, so I could say her name.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she was helping us out. But that's just what like, Italians do. I don't know if they do that in other cultures too. I'm sure they do. But that's just a big part. So if I don't give a gift, you might be banned. You might be banned.
Yeah, you're not getting invited.
Yeah, you're banned.
Yeah, no, but again, Teresa, she was such a big help. And like I said, everybody's got to give something, especially when they're young.
No, I definitely, it wasn't that a question of what to give, but I was just like, maybe
ours,
maybe you put it out there,
a destination, because we didn't want anybody to come, and then everybody was like, we're coming, and then I was like, okay, this wedding that we're trying to keep at $25,000 is going to end up being $100,000 wedding. Remember that?
Yeah. Did we talk about that already? Because we got drunk and you made everything light up, the dance floor, balloons.
Oh, you like that too.
Because they got me drunk. Too. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they get you drunk, and then they're like, you want to do this? I was like, sure, let's do it.
We had, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, let's do it.
The floor, we had, remember, weren't we supposed to do like an archway that lit on fire or something? We had balls floating around the pool.
In the pool. It was going to be
They got us for everything. Thank God we canceled. Like, thank God for Lawson.
Yeah.
Because we'd be in debt right now.
No, we wouldn't.
What? I got a little nutty with that wedding.
Let's not. Jeff, we were fighting in Mexico. I was drunk, and we were fighting about the flowers. And because I was like, yes, I want these flowers. We're going to put them on here, but they have to import them. And then Jeff's like, no, we're not. We're not doing that. 10 grand for these flowers.
That's what it.
And Jeff and I got in the biggest fight, and we're both drunk fighting. I go, yes, we are doing those flowers.
It was the altar on the beach where we were supposed to get married, and they're like, oh, we can just put like nice shimmery sheets over it and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. And they're like, or we could cover it in what all these imported flowers for like 10 grand. And Jordan's like, yeah, we'll take the flowers. I'm like, are you out of your mind? We're gonna be under there for 60 seconds.
Yeah, and then we got in a big fight about that. So, okay, on that note, we are going to end this because we have to pack. We have a million things we have to do. So, thank you. I hope we didn't bore you. The possum story, though, I always think is so funny. Thank you
It's
for.
so funny how like times have changed. Like you told that story before, and like everyone's like, oh my God, it's hilarious. And now it's like, I hope someone doesn't get offended.
Listen, everybody's offended by every single thing. So we can't help that. But thank you for listening, downloading, subscribing, tagging your friends. We will see you next week and have a wonderful week.
And I'm sure we'll have some stories when we come back.
Yeah, I'm sure. Bye.